My name is Marietta Mehanni, and this week's Aqua Tip is with the jumping mogul skis. You know, that jumping side to side? But what we're going to do with it today is travel it. Now, this came up in the Aqua Mentoring, and Bev Selway from Adelaide suggested that this move can be performed traveling sideways down the move. Now, I'm going to be honest, I was a little skeptical. I was like, really? I couldn't see how it'd work. But it's always time to experiment in the pool to see if it works. And of course, it does. Of course it does. So we're going to be doing that sort of motion, but we're going to be moving sideways down the pool. Now you do have to pull your arms harder. Pull across, pull across, pull across, pull across. Oh. So there's a bit more effort as you jump into the direction because you're trying to move down the pool. Quite like this because you have to really focus on what you're doing in the water, and as an instructor you got to really emphasize the jump and the pull that way. Once you're moving down the pool, pull out, oof, and lifting the knees up high so that you can move down the pool. Wow, that really got my heart rate up. So when I saw that, and when I tried that, I was like, this is a move I've always done on the spot. Now I'm thinking, can I do it forwards and backwards? Well, let's see, shall we? Shall we? Yeah, it moves forwards. And it's easier when you go backwards. Oh, love it. So good. Sideways, forwards, backwards. Let's pace it, my friends. Way more interesting than running. Higher intensity without trying to get people to work harder, because they just do so they can actually achieve the end result, which is to travel. Go put it into your classes. Thank you, Bev, for the inspiration. And that is this week's Aqua Tip. Don't you just love it when you have been doing an exercise for a really long time and then you discover through someone like Bev in the Aqua Mentoring group a way of doing it that you've never thought of before? Then you try it out in the pool. That's important because it helps you learn what it is that you need to say to your participants to get the effect and the result that you felt. And now your repertoire has expanded in a way that's, you just get, you're a bit chuffed with yourself. I know I was. So it's that mogul ski jump, right? Where we're going from side to side and we're going from here to there. So there's a couple of ways that you can demonstrate this, and clearly you have to demonstrate this first on the spot, and you can do it with using the frame in 3 different ways. One is to hold yourself up and bring your knees up and push your legs from side to side. This requires a bit of strength and a bit of core activation. You can also sit on the back of the frame and then do it this way, which is a little bit easier from a balance perspective and also from an upper body strength. Or alternatively, you can turn the frame around and now use your legs to help you with that demonstration. You can of course use the chair and sit down and demonstrate that side to side mogul jump. And the advantage of having the chair is you get to demonstrate the arms as well. Now, the thing is that when you're demonstrating the arms, especially when you want people to start to travel, you need to emphasize. So say for example, you've gone, okay everyone, let's do this mogul jump. Now let's travel this way down the pool. You need to make sure that you pull across hard. You pull across hard so that your body is going to progressively move down the pool. Then I would probably stand up and go, pull across hard, pull across hard. Now, of course, I can't lift my knees up because, well, I'm not that athletic, but that way I can demonstrate that you're going to pull across, little jump, pull across. And I wouldn't tell them to do a little jump. They'll do it automatically. But what you want to emphasize is the pulling action and the bigger jump to the side so that they actually move down the pool if they're doing this sideways. And of course you can go forwards with this. So that's a little bit easier to demonstrate because you get them doing this and then you just say, now move forwards. So once you come down the pool towards me as you do the mogul jump, remember to lift your knees high so that you're moving through the water effectively and efficiently. And the knees up coming up towards the chest means that they become a little bit smaller and they can actually travel more effectively because they don't have as much frontal or surface resistance. So, and then of course jumping, doing the mogul moving backwards is a little bit easier, and you'll find that they'll move faster backwards than they will move forwards. And probably the one that is the slowest one is when we're traveling sideways. I love this exercise. It's a great one for increasing heart rate. So if you're using a HIIT format, but even like as a, if you're choreographing to music and you've got verse chorus concept, this is a really good one for like the high points in the class because you could get them to travel down to a specific end of the pool, they do something there, then they travel back with that mogul ski jump and then they do something else over here. So there's lots of ways that you can use it. Great idea, Bev, I love it. The demonstration can be done on a frame, on a chair, and then just demonstrate the intensity that you want people to apply so they can understand what it is that you want them to do. Love these aqua tips. Go ahead, hit subscribe. And just on a side note, today one of the people that have been watching these aqua tips reached out to me and said, I'm really interested in your aqua mentoring, and she signed up, and as part of that you get free Zoom sessions. So we had our first one today and she was so delightful and she was so excited and she was like, I can't believe I'm actually talking to you. And I'm thinking, well, it's really not that hard, guys. If you want the one-on-ones, I actually follow through on all of those, of course, especially if you request it, because it's part of the survey that you get when you first sign up. The Aqua Mentoring is incredibly inexpensive and it's very, very affordable because I want it for aqua instructors. So if you like, send me a message and let me know. My email address is available. You can hop on Google and go Marietta Mehanni and you'll find me, contact me, and I am more than happy to have that Zoom with you. Anyway, that's it for this week's Aqua Tip.